and somebody thought, oh, I'm going to cheat the system, I'm adding in a bit of pollen from here, then it would be missing most of those things.
There is no point to seek the alternatives anymore, to study like one type of sugar or another type of sugar, because you see the whole picture. If you teach the machine to recognize the authentic honey DNA profile, then in the coming years nobody can cheat the honey DNA test.
There's so much in there.
More than 4 million DNA sequences.
Gosh. Well, that's what we've been looking for, something like that. Not many people are able to say that. Hi. Hey, really
nice to meet you. Welcome to Celvia, and thanks for the samples.
Oh, pleasure.
We have basically the two parts.
Yeah.
One part is the research part, and another part is the service lab part.
Yeah.
And we keep the line, so basically some people have access to the service lab only. What is your background?
I'm a psychologist.
Psychologist, good.
And a beekeeper.
Beekeeper, okay.
And I do a lot of speaking around the country on
I see.
the issue of honey adulterations.
Yeah, and you reached to the lab finally.
Yes.
Finally, we have to trust science.
Yes.
Our main focus has been medicine. And this year, April, we entered to the food safety because basically we took over the technologies, knowledges, competence in the DNA. And it seems that it doesn't matter how we feed the DNA sequencer. Is it like the pregnant woman blood sample or DNA from honey? So the technology level is basically the similar one.
Yeah.
And that instrument is the sequencer. The price of the DNA analysis and the reliability as well, they are on this level that yes, we can apply the pretty high-tech and deep DNA analysis in the food safety.
Yeah.
There is no point to seek the alternatives anymore, like to study like one type of sugar or another type of sugar, because you see the whole picture. We see the beekeeper's DNA, the microbiota of the honeybee, and the microbiota, it reflects how happy the bees are.
Yeah.
If you feed the syrup only, they are not very happy because it affects the microbiota.
Yes.
And the same happens with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is basically the biggest secret because it contains our database, let's say so, like hundreds and hundreds of real authentic honeys and some commercial ones as well. But the commercial ones are not involved into the unique database because you cannot track those. So every honey sample what we have in the database, in our authentic honey database, that is recorded the time, place and the face of the beekeeper. This is the tiny room basically, you don't need more to analyze it. If you teach the machine to recognize the authentic honey DNA profile, then in the coming years, nobody can cheat the honey DNA test. There is a certain proportion of the plants, and all plants basically should represent. It is not so that you have like a one certain plant only. Yes, the plant dominates, maybe.
Yeah.
But it is not the only plant in the environment. The same about the honeybee DNA, because if you crush the honeybee and put the resins to the honey, definitely we see like a lot of honeybee DNA, but that is only like a fraction of the full picture. Same about the microbiota.
Yes.
The microbiota comes from the production of the honey.
Yeah.
It's there, like a different species, everything. The yeast, fungus, DNA viruses. And the beekeeper. And his or her dog, cat, cows. So putting that all together, it is clear that the honey-based DNA profile, it is bulletproof. If people are putting different syrups in it or manipulate with the honey, then it's clearly there. The DNA test recognizing it, and machines are clever enough to see it based on their analysis.
Yeah. You talked about machine learning. Does that mean that you have access to some huge database of the DNA of millions of plants, that any bees from around the world could have access?
We build it up so that we use all available plants' genomic DNA all available other organisms, genomic DNA, all what is public. Basically, we compile together, and we also improve the database with our own data. So basically, all organisms what are sequenced and what's genome is available, it is part of our analysis.
It sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
I mean, I've read bits about it, but actually I'm just so keen to actually see it in action and see the results, because it does sound brilliant.
It's bulletproof.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, that's what we've been looking for, something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Not many people that are able to say that.
I guess honey was perfect example to start, because everybody understands what is honey.
Yes.
And everybody accepts that if they buy honey jar,
Yeah.
it's authentic.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Those are your samples?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what is here?
Okay, so we've got these samples, and then these are all different honeys from some of the, honeys you can just buy in the shops.
Okay. If we would like to analyze it tomorrow, then before that, we in the evening put it.
Okay, to warm.
This is now the whole picture of honey DNA, what it contains and what we can see from honey DNA profile after it's analyzed. So we can see, it's in Latin, of course. We can see plants here, we can see bacteria here. And this is not the whole picture. We can zoom in here, like 16 more plants. And we can click here and we can see more, and we can surf here. So we can see hundreds different kind of.
So you can look deeper and deeper
deeper and
each
deeper.
section.
In addition to the plants, we can see bacteria. Most of the bacteria comes from honeybee microbiota. Like this is good bacteria from microbiota, Apilactobacillus cunctae. It's like lactobacillus in our microbiota.
Guts, yeah.
And it shows the honeybees are healthy. And we can also see fungi. Fungi comes from the environment, but also we can see honeybee pathogens as well.
Yes.
And in addition to that, we can see, of course, animals. Most of this comes from honeybee, but also from humans and other insects that have been in the same flowers, in the same hive. This picture is so complicated and multi-leveled, it's so difficult to fake this or adulterate this.
So if it was, say, just a pure syrup and somebody thought, oh, I'm going to cheat the system, I'm adding in, I don't know, a bit of pollen from here, a few dead
you can blend
bees from
honeybee
there.
also.
But then it would be missing most of those things.
And now I can show you a picture about one adulterated sample. This is something like that. This is only one example. There can be different kind of deviations. Anything is not like missing.
No.
Everything is
just
there.
The proportions are wrong.
Proportions and balance.
Yeah, it's massive. I love the way you can go deeper and deeper, down the different. There's so much in there.
More than 4 million DNA sequences.
Gosh, in that particular sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.